Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carol. If you guys are new here, please make sure you subscribe. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of just using concealers. I will be using a few other products like mascara, eyelashes, primer, and eyeliner for my waterline. I feel like I can't replace these products with the concealers, so I hope that's not cheating. I will make an exception for those products, and I think this video will also be really useful for people who are starting out on using makeup or maybe have a smaller budget. I had a smaller budget when I started doing makeup, so I feel like this will be like inspirational to those people, so you guys can see that you don't need as many products and don't feel down about not having like a larger makeup collection. I will be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD concealers. They actually sent me this really big PR box. This video is not sponsored, but I will be using their concealers just because they sent me so many, and I'm also very thankful. I will be giving some of these away because they're just too many and I don't need those many concealers. I think I'm gonna give them away to friends and family so I can like match them and make sure that they will use the concealers just so they don't go to waste. I would do a giveaway, but I feel like that's a little harder to like send out the concealers, and I don't know if they're gonna use them, if they're gonna be like their right shade, and I really don't want them to go to waste. So this is the PR box. This little picture was in the middle, but I already opened it to get out a beauty sponge. But how beautiful are these models? So gorgeous. The packaging is also so pretty, like so sleek and I don't know, like pleasing, like aesthetic vibes. So let's just go ahead and open it. This isn't like a first impression because I used to have these concealers when I was in high school. They're also very affordable. I forgot to mention that. I'm not sure how much they are, but you guys can look that up and see that they're pretty affordable. And this is what the little packaging from inside looks like. I hope I can lift it up and you guys can see it. I hope it's focusing, but there's so many. I'm gonna try to use as least as possible just because I do want to give some away, like I said, and I don't want to give away like used makeup. First, I'm going to prime, and I'm gonna be using this Power Grip primer from e.l.f. And I'm just gonna be priming my entire face just because I want this look to be wearable. Like, I don't want it to just be like a whatever challenge and then it like not turn out to look good. Like, I want it to look good so I can go out later. So I'm just blending that concealer in with my hands. So for my eyebrows, I'm just gonna brush them out with this spoolie. I won't be using this eyebrow pencil, but I can't find like a spoolie on its own, so I'm just gonna use this one. I'm the most scared about my eyebrows because I'm gonna be using like a darker concealer, and I'm not sure how that's gonna go because it's concealer, guys, and I'm gonna use it like a pomade. I usually like to do my eyebrows with a pencil or maybe just gel, like colored gel, so I'm a little nervous about that. We'll see how that goes, but first I am gonna carve out my eyebrows like I always do, and I'm gonna be using the shade Tawny. Now I'm just carving out the top of my eyebrow. For my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the darkest shade that they have. It's in the shade Truffle. So the concealers are pretty creamy, so I will set my eyebrows a little bit with a setting powder just because I don't want them to like be tacky or run during the day. And I'm just using this angled brush. I hope this mirror doesn't make it unfocused. Like, so far so good, right guys? It's just a little hard because it's so creamy. Okay, now I'm just gonna do the other eyebrow, and then for this part I'm thinking of just using the spoolie to blend it out, but once it's a little bit more dry, I'm gonna try and clean them up some more. Just so they look a little bit better. I think that's all I can do for my eyebrows. I think they're a little too brown, but there's no darker color, so I can't do anything about it, guys. And for my powder, I'm gonna be using this one from Milk. It's the Pore Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty. Like, the packaging is really nice and matte. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of that on my eyebrows. I'm just gonna use this little powder puff. And I think that kind of helped them like tone down as in the color, because they were looking a little too warm. I mean, they still look very brown, but it's better than before, I would say. I don't know if you guys can see that difference. Now moving on to my eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using this blue concealer. It's in the shade Blue. So I think I'm gonna put this like on my crease, and I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush to blend that out. Guys, I'm praying this comes out looking good. Well, that looks terrible. I'm gonna try my best to work with it. I was gonna do something very nude and like neutral on my eyes, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that, like using like a dark concealer as an eyeshadow base. So I wanted to do something a little bit more unique, but now I'm kind of regretting trying to do that because it's just not really giving. But we're gonna keep going. Right now I'm trying to have that mentality, like, what if I really only had these concealers? Like, how would I make it work? Maybe if I use a different brush, like a flat top brush. I think that's working a lot better. Because if you blend with the other brush, I think it makes it look more streaky. And this kind of like preserves that pigment. So it doesn't look that bad, right guys? So I added more concealer to this eye so it can look darker. And I think that worked out a lot better. Now I'm gonna be using this Lavender corrector, and I'm gonna use it on my eyelid. And for this I'm gonna be using a flat kind of like eyeshadow brush. I should have used the green concealer so that it would match with my shirt, but oh well. I think this look is giving like those model makeup looks. What are they called? What are they called? I can't remember. Editorial, guys. It's giving editorial makeup look. And then I'm just gonna blend that with another fluffy concealer brush. It's not looking as lavender as it looks like on the package, but that's just because I'm blending it into this blue. And I'm gonna use this iridescent highlighter. I'm hoping that it will make this pop more, because I feel like it looks a little too flat. want to give it more dimension. So I'm just gonna do a little bit and then see if that does anything. I'm only gonna do a little bit here, like in this inner corner. I think that is doing something, like compared to this eye. I'm gonna add more. The scariest part was the eyebrows, so this is doable. I feel like it's kind of settling into my crease. Okay, let's do some more. I really thought this was gonna work, but I'm not so sure about that now. It's separating, it's creasing, it's not blending beautifully. So this is as good as it's gonna get. I'm just gonna go ahead and set it with that same translucent powder I used earlier. I'm not the most happy with the eyeshadow look, but I just feel like I can't do any better. Truly, I can't do any better, and I think that the eyelashes will save the whole look. But I feel like it looks okay. Like it could be worse. I feel like I should have left it without the highlighter, because the highlighter really made everything separate. So anyways, moving on to the next step, I'm gonna be using the Tawny concealer as my foundation. I'm hoping that it matches my skin tone. If not, then I'm sure it will even out once I put contour and then the concealer under my eye. And for this, I am using the applicator just because it's easier to apply. So I'm just going to be using this flat top foundation brush. And it's blending out pretty nicely. I will add a little bit more on some areas just to cover more of my hyperpigmentation, because I do want this to be a full glam, a full beat, no light glam, as you guys can tell from this eyeshadow. A little bit more on my cheeks. This one, I feel like I don't really need as much. And then maybe a little bit more on my chin and around my mouth. And on these little corners that I always miss. To contour, I'm going to be using the shade Toast, just to give my face some warmth. And I'm just going to contour on the regular places that I usually contour, like my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead, my nose. And I really like this applicator brush for my nose, because look how precise you can get. And then I'm going to do a little bit on my jawline. Nothing too crazy. And I'm just gonna blend it out with that same brush I used for my foundation. I mean, it was concealer, but you guys get the point. So pretty. I really like this contour shade. I used to have the shade Chestnut, but I think that one was like a lot darker maybe, and a little too like cool. And this one just goes really well with my skin tone. I'm using this angled brush to blend out the contour. Now to highlight my face, I'm gonna use the shade Bisque. Is it Bisque? I'm also gonna use the applicator just to get really nice in there, and then also to clean up the sides of my nose contour. And I'm gonna put some on my forehead, some on the tip of my nose, and then along the bridge on my cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin, and then I don't know if I should put some here, maybe not. And then I'm gonna use the other concealer I used for foundation on this outer part of my eye, just in case this is too light. Hopefully this will balance it out. I feel like this concealer dries down pretty quickly, so you do have to work with it kind of fast. I think that's the reason the eyeshadow was looking patchy like that, because it doesn't give you like a lot of time to work with it. So as soon as you lay it down, you better start blending, girl. And I'm using the sponge that came with the PR package, and it's really nice. It's like a nice size. It has this flat side at the bottom, and then it came with this little stand, which is so cute, guys. Like, you can just display it on your vanity table. I love those little stands, but I don't really use them because my cats are so evil. So you best believe I will be putting it away once I'm done with my makeup. For my blush, I'm gonna use this Cool Pink Corrector. It's really light, guys. It's almost white. So I hope this works. I'm only gonna do a little bit, and then if I see that it's not working out good, then I might add more foundation, or maybe use the orange corrector to try and do like an orange blush, even though I don't think it'll look good with this blue. Okay guys, so as expected, that pink concealer did nothing. It looks absolutely terrible. I'm not sure if I should do, like, if I should use some of the orange concealer, because I think it's not gonna look good with this blue eyeshadow. So I think I'm just gonna contour a little bit more and not use any concealer as blush, because I'm getting a little scared now. So that looks really pretty. No complaints about the bronzer and the concealer under my eyes. I feel like those were the best steps of this makeup routine. Now I'm gonna use some of that highlighter. I hope it doesn't crease on my cheekbones the way it did on my eyelids. I'm really hoping, because I'm just gonna do a little bit, because I'm a little scared now. Guys, oh my goodness, I knew it. Like, what is that? LA girl, what is that? I don't know if I'm applying it wrong. Like, how else can I apply it? Maybe if I blend it out with my finger. Well, that's a lot better, I guess. I don't don't even know if I should do it to the side. I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of that concealer that I used under my eye. Yeah, I'm gonna do that concealer that I put under my eye. And then some of the concealer that I used as foundation. Because that just looks terrible, guys. And I want it to go out in this makeup look. I don't know if that's gonna be possible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face with the same powder that I've been using from Milk. And I'm using this powder puff. My face feels very dry, so I think this concealer is great for people who have oily skin. My skin is kind of like a combination to dry, so it does feel a bit uncomfortable just because I use the concealer like all over my face. But I think it would be fine if I only use it as contour and as like highlight. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna use a brush. This is a brush from Milk. Hopefully this eyeliner helps the look a little bit more. And I'm gonna curl my eyelashes to prep them for my fake lashes. I'm only gonna do like a few coats because I'll be wearing the falsies. So now that I have my eyelashes on, I'm really feeling this look a lot more. So now let's move on to lips. I'm gonna do a little nice nude lip combo. I would rate this look like a 8 or a 7.5. I really liked how my base turned out, even though the concealer that I used as foundation made my face feel a little dry. I would still give it like an 8 just because I really like the contour, the concealer that I used underneath my eyes to highlight. And I did like the lip combo too. I would like to add a gloss, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to be a cheater. And then I also like the eyebrows, even though I would want them a little bit darker, but I still think they look good. And then I'm really disappointed in the eyeshadow look. I think that it looks bad, but it doesn't look terrible. And I think it doesn't look terrible because of the eyelashes and the eyeliner. So yeah. The eyeshadow is not my favorite, but I still think it looks good and I could go out with this makeup look. And that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!